Hey everyone, welcome back to That Hemp Guy. Today, we're diving into one of the biggest questions in the cannabis world. What's the difference between cannabis sativa and cannabis indica? You've probably heard people say things like, sativa gives energy, or indica makes you sleepy. But is it really that simple? Let's find out. First, let's talk about appearance. One of the easiest ways to tell the two apart is by looking at how they grow. Sativa plants are usually tall, sometimes reaching several meters in height when grown outdoors. They tend to have long branches and thin, narrow leaves. Because of their size, sativas often need more space and a longer growing season. Indica plants are usually much shorter and bushier. They have thicker stems, broader leaves, and a more compact structure overall. Their smaller size help them adapt to regions with shorter summers and cooler climates. These differences developed because cannabis plants evolved in different parts of the world. Many sativa varieties originated in warmer regions closer to the equator, while indica varieties developed in mountainous areas where conditions were cooler and the growing season was shorter. Now let's talk about one of the biggest myths in cannabis culture. For decades, people believed that sativa always produced uplifting, energetic effects, while indica always produced relaxing or sleepy effects. While there can be trends, modern research suggests that it's not nearly that straightforward. Scientists now think that the chemical composition of a plant is more important than whether it's labeled sativa or indica. Compounds called cannabinoids and terpenes can vary significantly from one plant to another, even among plants classified as the same type. This means two plants that both carry the sativa label may have very different chemical profiles. Likewise, two indica plants may not produce identical effects. Another reason the old classification system doesn't always work is because most modern cannabis varieties are hybrids. Growers have spent decades crossing different plants together, creating new combinations of traits. As a result, pure sativa and pure indica varieties are much less common today than many people realize. So, if effects aren't always predictable, why do people still use the terms sativa and indica? The answer is simple. They're still useful for describing a plant's physical characteristics and genetic background. When someone says a plant is sativa, they're often referring to its tall structure and narrow leaves. When they say indica, they're usually referring to its shorter, bushier growth pattern. Here's another interesting fact. Most industrial hemp varieties are classified as cannabis sativa. Unlike cannabis plants bred for high THC levels, hemp has been selectively bred for practical uses such as fiber production, seeds, textiles, paper, rope, construction materials, and many other industrial applications. Humans have cultivated cannabis for thousands of years, making it one of the oldest useful crops in history. Different cultures have used it for food, clothing, fiber, and countless other purposes. So, when it comes to cannabis sativa versus cannabis indica, the biggest visible differences are their size, shape, and leaf structure. But when it comes to chemistry and effects, the picture is much more complex than most people think. What surprised you most about the differences between sativa and indica? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and want more hemp facts, plant science, and growing content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.